What do you reckon, guys? Should we go in? We've had enough, yeah? Hello guys, it's the Ed Shed, and I'm obviously working hard. Now, I've been getting a bit, obviously the videos have been going on, and some of the older videos that we've done of cars that are from me 2 years ago, one of them, I noticed. So we're doing something a bit different today. I've got a car out the shed that you haven't seen, and I want to see whether it's seized up. I have done a little bit of looking at it, so it is a little bit disassembled, as you see. And I didn't video it because the camera didn't work. But if you like watching the videos, and you might like this one, click that little button, press that little button, press that, click like and comment. Now, I've had comments where you never finish anything. Yes, I do. Anyway, this one, and you're going to watch me. I am going to see if I can real time, if it's seized up, then it's seized up. That means it's dry seized, I would have thought, because it's been stood. And obviously you're going to see it as we go. So here we go. Let's get at it, as they say. So I think you all know what it is. I think possibly the eagle-eyed viewers out there will have gone, oh, it's a BMW 2002. And then they'll go, no, it's not. It's a 635. And then they'll go, no, it's not. It's an old E9. Now, I can't turn it over because I can't get my hand down there. And I've actually given it a good look, and a lot of people are like, oh yeah, they rot like buggery. Oh yes, they do rot like buggery. But this is rotted for the first time. It's never been repaired. But it has had some new front wings on it, and it's had some front power. It's got a rebuilt radiator in it. There are things that have been done, but I mean, that was 20 years ago, because it's been stood in my shed since the 90s, I think. And obviously I haven't done any favours, which is a shame. But here we go. Right, here we go. Let's get our hands dirty. Now, I can't turn it over on the fan because it's got a viscous fan. Look, viscous fan. Hey, that's working. Doesn't feel like it's got a lot of resistance in it. Can't turn it over on the belts. No, he's solid. There is a little inspection hole down there I spotted where I could probably get like a pry bar or something in. But I don't like the idea. I'd rather see if I could just get it to turn over on the key. So, anyway, let's have a look. Let's put an earth on. Let's have a, like... I don't know whether you can hear that. Oh, let me go. Let me just go around inside a minute, because when I'm touching that on, I'm getting a buzzing noise. I don't know whether that's a short or something going wrong. So we'll have a look inside. Now let's have a look at this. And let's do a bit of preventative medicine, shall we? I mean, obviously they've got a very lovely key. Look at that key, guys. Isn't that lovely? Well, that's in the ignition and that's turning, so you've got turn and crank. Okay, we had a buzz. I can't turn the key at the same time as do things, so let's turn the ignition on. Now I've given it a spray and see what is going on. Okay. It's that bloody thing. Oh, now I've did a bit of research into some of this, and these have a boost pump on for cold start. So that thing is doing something. It's obviously powering and it's banging. It would be banging fuel, but obviously the fuel lines are cut and gone. So that's what I cut off, the fuel line. Now the fuel line obviously is perished and the fuel tank is on the floor behind it. So we're going to say that that's not a good idea. I've cut the water pipes away down here so I can get to the starter. I don't know now. Let's have a look. Okay, so we're buzzing. We're really buzzing. We're buzzing the hell out of it. It stopped buzzing. Could be on a relay. Right, let's see what happens with the other key. Absolutely nothing. It is cranking. It does the crank position. It just doesn't crank the car. Should we take the plugs out? Could have a look at the plugs. Put the plugs, put a bit of oil down, because it's been stood 20 years plus. I mean, I don't know. What, should I give it a chance? It's pretty grubby down there. Yeah, right, okay, so my plan, right. Either take a plug out or short the starter. Let's take the trunk, just so we get a plug out of things. Let's have a look for a spark plug. All the time the ignition's actually on, so. Need to blow that out of there, really. Plugs are right down in the head here, so I don't know. God, no. Right, okay, that's a broken plug. That'll break. Let's imagine that it was running when it was parked. So it was running when it's parked. I just need to get it to turn over. I'm getting a buzz. It stopped buzzing. Whether that was a pump, like a fuel press, but there's no fuel. Or if there is, it'd be stale or it's gone. Well, I've got my reliable little test lead here, so let's see whether I can. Let's see which one it is. They must run a boost coil, I get the feeling, or a ballast resisted coil. Is there a ballast resistor on there? No, there isn't, is there? It's electronic ignition, but it's got like 2 wires to the thing. So let's put this on here a minute. Let's use that little test lead, and let's see what happens. What do you reckon? 2 choices. I don't know. It's all right. Yeah, I think it would be on the single wire, not the double. Right, let's take them off. I have the horrible feeling that is being just ignition, but then when it's cranking, that would be alive. So I need to touch it from here to here. See what happens. Whoa! That's strange. It turns over. Alright, so if it turns over, it should turn over. I'll tell you what, I'm thinking now. It turned over. That sounded alright, didn't it? Give it another go. So that wire was on. Bloody hell, that fired. That fired. With what? With what? Petrol stale? Could have got some whiff of carb cleaner into it. Ooh. Hang on a minute, yeah? That fired. I've got the wire disconnected. Let's get rid of this. Get off, you stupid damn thing. Right, so my lead's not allowed to be played because I don't want any music. This is more interesting. That fired. All I've done was cleaned a bit of this with some of the clip cleaners, and I'd freed off with Easy Start. So if that fired, that means it's got to have a spark. That means the electrical condition must be still working, but maybe not the ECU. Right, let's get some Thatchers. Get some Thatcher starter fluid. What do you think? I mean, I didn't clean that up. All a bit seized up in there, to be honest. I don't think that's all a bit seized in there, but it's like it is seized. I mean, it's not free, so I don't know. I can't believe that would be 20, 30 years in the shed. So the rust is falling out of my head here. Right, I need to do something different. I need to clean off. I need to go around here. Elbow grease. Let's try and clean that out a bit in there, shall we? And see if that makes any difference to it. It's all seamed up in there, but I just don't know. I mean, it's all a bit grubby in there, I can say that much. I wonder if it's got any depression. Should we have a look? What I don't want is I don't want it to go crazy because I can't stop it. I wish I could see the dashboard at the same time and see whether there was anything was electrical, but I'm going to have to say, you heard it run. It started out and it didn't sound like very bad, did it? It actually sounded bloody good. I have a horrible feeling that the ECUs for these are under the back seat, and the back seat's always filled with water. Now, if that's all filled with water and the ECU's got wet, then that ain't going to work. But I must have done something here. Oh, that's the injector. Oh, well, that's why it wouldn't run, because it was injector fire off. That's probably why it wouldn't start. I mean, look, it's sort of, it's a one that I'd love to get doing. I'd like to do it. So I'm gonna do this car. I'm gonna have a go at the car. This car, I'm gonna try and get it to run. If it runs, I can get it running on a separate fuel tank outside of the car. If I get it running on a separate fuel tank, then I'll know. I know I was just saying I should change the oil and I should do lots of things. Yeah, I probably should change the oil actually. I mean, it's been stood that long. I bet all the oil is at the bottom of there. I don't know whether. What's it like in there? Can you see in there, guys? What's it look like in there? Good? Does it look oily? Does it look like any oils come up? I mean, I know that they are. I mean, it's absolutely incredibly oil tight by the look of the engine, but I mean, the thing has been stood for too long, hence the rust. Yeah, look, I'm amazed. I am amazed. It actually, right, so where's a Tesla? Where's been tested these? Right, we're assuming the ignition's on and I've got power. So if I've got ignition on and I've got power, then what I need to find out is whether my injectors are pulsing. Don't I? I don't know. I should know. Nothing off that one. And I'm assuming, if I go wrongly, I think on this one. So there's nothing coming out of those injectors. I don't know. I mean, there's nothing on there. That's live. Where was that noise from there? Well, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't know much about how that works. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming that you've got an ECU and you've got a crank sensor somewhere, and the crank sensor obviously senses the crank sensor senses the signal, and then obviously tells the computer to start working. Now, that was from Earth, and that was connected. The ignition was on, so the pump would be running. It would assume. Which means if that was working, that ECU is working, or at least it's trying to work, because the ECU Earth switches. I would have thought, and that's how it pulses. So obviously the Earths are where? Well, they go to a relay. Two horrible old relays down here. So that's earthed. That's a plug. But where's the earth wire? You'd have a connection going to earth somewhere. I mean, certainly this is not... Don't try this at home, guys. All right, so that gives me an earth on the car, on the engine, if I can't see. But I've got the wires off. I've got one wire connected on that coil, but that's a... Whether that's the live that primes that stupid pump thing, does it? Oh God, I wish I knew what I was doing. I wish I knew a bit anything about BMWs. Well, I would think that if that, when I put an earth to that ground, that gave power, so that meant that something's there, because I was putting an earth, not a live. So I gave it a ground, and it would have pulsed the injector, which means I need to work out. Now I don't know whether you can see. Come right in and have a look here. This is what I need to work out. This is what I've got to do, guys. Right, there, that pipe cut, that must be the supply. So there's the feed into the fuel rail, right? Fuel rail runs along there. Oh God, there's a bit of hose there that's not very nice. A fuel supply goes up to this, whatever this is. Would have thought this is like a cold start injector. So in other words, that fires once, bang, squirts a load of fuel in to get it to start. But here's the but. Where does the bloody fuel rail go then? It just goes back round on itself. Hold on. There's got to be a return, hasn't there? Boom, 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 boom. Is there a return, guys? Where's the bloody returns? How does it get back to the tank? Or doesn't it go back to the tank? Is it a constant pressure into the fuel rail? And then you just... I don't know, you just leave it as it is. I mean, that thing down there, what is that thing down there? See that thing down there? It's got pipes going onto it. Look, they're all a bit, and there's an electrical connector going onto it. There's a fuel pipe under there. But I can't see where it's going. It goes, I don't know, maybe it does go back. Maybe it goes back out. It had antifreeze in it, and there's antifreeze dripping out of it. So there was, when I cut the pipes, they did get antifreeze. So it hasn't been really well maintained, I can assure you. Yeah, if I put a fuel pipe onto there, I wonder whether that would... Well, if I put a fuel pipe onto there and put a pump with 2.5 bar on it, it is only going to blow fuel into it. And if I see any leaks, or I see fuel coming out the return, it's in the boot, I can put a bucket under it, it'll flush all the crap out. Then it might run. But to give myself that energy, let me just go around the other side a second and have a look at this, because I was quite impressed by that. I was actually impressed. Now, I've watched the Americans. I noticed like on the USA, they have a bottle and they tip gallons of fuel in. I'm going to try a bit more elbow grease in it and see where that does go. That thing there must be like a throttle position sensor, and that must tell the engine where it is and obviously how much fuel to inject. I think if I had more fuel going in, I bet that would run. Can I do it without killing myself? Here we go. Let's have a try. Here we go. Are we ready? Hold on. Right now. Try a bit more fuel. Alright, I'll tell you what it is. When the moment I undo the starter, the ignition cuts out. So the moment I hit the starter off, the ignition goes. So in other words, it's obviously got something that tells it, because the moment I take the starter wire off, it stops running. God, I tell you what, they have to be, you have to have small bloody hands to get into these things. Alright, okay, so that is my wire there. Okay, I think what's happening is that when it's cranking, you're getting a spark. The moment you take it off crank, the spark's gone, which is why it doesn't stay in running. That means that it's got to crank the key, and I've got to have those wires onto the starter motor. That's just nothing. Oh, for crying out silently. That started on the key. That's just started from inside the car. This must be covered in crap under here. Spray a bit of fuel in. Hold on. Something, I mean, it seems to, I mean, that just needs more switch cleaner in there, because the key is, I could get in the back of the key, I suppose, it'd be even better. But something seems to go, I mean, you get it, I can hear a relay clicking. I'll tell you what, that's working. Indicators. Hey, nothing. Right, okay guys, well, I'm going to say, I will investigate a bit more about what's going on there. There is a large feed and a return on the pump. And that's quite a big, either a big return or a big feed, and there's a very small pipe to return, so I need to investigate what that is. If it is, look at this diameter of that pipe. Oh, bloody hell. But anyway, look, that started up, so it's a matter of sorting out the ignition system, finding out how it fuels, and why it doesn't want to kick when it's done there. Now there's the earths, and they're loose. The earths are loose. So I wonder whether I just need to clean all the contacts. Clean all the contacts in the injectors, clean all the contacts on all the plugs, do all the earths, and rig up a supply pipe to feed the bloody thing. Yeah, hey, looking good. So you like watching more of it, then like, subscribe, click that little bell button, whatever, and you'll see me hopefully doing a bit more. Hopefully it'll be running, or not, we'll see.